Are you truly all in for the life you say you want? You felt the sting of wondering what could have been, but here is the beautiful truth. You still have the power to change that right now. In this moment, going all in means letting go of the false safety that is holding you back. It means choosing to embrace the unknown, knowing that uncertainty is the birthplace of growth. Yes, there will be risk. Yes, there will be discomfort, but there will also be life. Real life. Real life. A life where you wake up with fire in your heart and purpose in your actions. A life where you know without a doubt that you are living fully, not existing half-heartedly. Think about it. What is safety really giving you? A little comfort today in exchange for a lifetime of wondering what could have been? That is not a trade worth making. You were made for more. You were made to take bold steps to pursue what matters, to rise again and again when things get hard, and that version of you will never emerge if you keep choosing the illusion of safety. It's time to step forward, to make the choice that fear has kept you from making, to burn the excuses, silence the doubt, and declare with every action that you are all in. Because when you choose this path, you won't just change your results. You will change who you are. You will become someone who acts with courage, lives with conviction, and creates a future worth fighting for. That is the reward waiting for you. All it takes is the decision to stop playing safe. Make that decision now. Your future is waiting. Fear will always try to keep you in place. It will dress itself in logic, convincing you that the risk is too high, that you need more time, that you are not ready. But fear is not truth. It is a survival mechanism designed to protect you from danger, not to guide you toward growth. The life you dream of is not found in the absence of fear. It is found in your decision to move through it. The choice to go all in is the choice to acknowledge fear, to respect it, but to never obey it. Understand this. Every person who has achieved greatness felt fear. They faced it and acted anyway. They understood that courage is not the absence of fear. It is action in spite of it. The difference between those who live fully and those who live small is not who feels fear. It is who moves forward regardless. Every time you allow fear to dictate your choices, you reinforce its power. But every time you act with courage, you weaken fear's grip and strengthen your own. Your brain is wired to seek certainty. It craves the known, but growth demands that you step into the unknown. That is why choosing to be all in feels terrifying. It threatens the illusion of control. But here is the paradox. The more you try to control life, the smaller your world becomes. When you commit fully, you open yourself to new possibilities. Yes, there will be uncertainty. Yes, there will be risk. But there will also be growth, transformation, and the kind of freedom that only comes from living boldly. The alternative is slow decay. The life of someone ruled by fear is one of shrinking dreams, narrowing options, and mounting regret. Fear whispers, stay safe. But safety is a lie when it keeps you from becoming who you are meant to be. Real danger lies not in risk, but in the slow suffocation of your potential. Do not let fear steal your life one small compromise at a time. There is only one way to break through fear's illusion. Take action. The moment you move, fear begins to lose its power. Your confidence grows. Your perspective expands. You begin to see that most of what you feared was never real. The path to freedom is not found in thinking your way out of fear. It is found in acting your way through it. So choose now. Choose to be the one who moves forward. The one who says, I feel the fear, and I will go all in anyway. Because on the other side of that choice lies everything you seek. Courage, growth, freedom. The person you are capable of becoming is waiting beyond the wall of fear. You release the mental weight of endless options and step fully into action. This is not easy. The fear of missing out will tempt you to stay open. The illusion of safety will whisper that keeping backup plans is wise. But wisdom is not found in divided effort. It is found in committed action. Success belongs to those who give their all to one clear vision. Those who scatter their effort across many directions achieve little in any. This is the brutal truth of human performance, and embracing it will set you apart. Consider this. Every moment spent in indecision is a moment stolen from action. Every ounce of mental energy spent weighing options is energy not spent building your future. The most powerful individuals in the world are not those with endless options. They are those with ruthless clarity. They know what they want, they know where they are going, and they are willing to close every other door to get there. You must cultivate this mindset. You must learn to love the clarity that comes from final decisions. You must see the elimination of options not as loss, but as liberation. Because in that clarity lies power. The power to move forward without distraction, the power to pour your full self into your work, the power to build momentum that compound over time. So choose your path and then cut off the alternatives. Burn the ships. Tell yourself and the world that this is your mission, that you are all in, that you will not turn back, because when you do, your mind will rally behind you. Your energy will surge, your progress will accelerate, and you will experience a freedom that only those who fully commit can understand. Do not fear the loss of options. Fear the loss of your future through indecision. The life you want will not tolerate divided effort. It demands all of you. Give it. Commit fully. Move boldly. And watch what happens when you stop holding back. Go all in. The power is within you. Release it. Partial effort is a silent killer of dreams. It disguises itself as progress, but it builds frustration instead of fulfillment. When you give less than your all, results do not reflect your potential. They reflect your hesitation. And nothing erodes confidence faster than the gap between what you know you are capable of and what you actually produce. The mind senses this disconnect and begins to doubt. Doubt leads to hesitation. Hesitation leads to even less effort. The cycle feeds itself until you are trapped wondering why nothing seems to change. The truth is simple. Going halfway is the surest way to sabotage your results. Excellence requires full immersion. It requires stepping beyond the line of comfort and into the zone where mastery is built. This is not about perfection, it is about presence. When you commit fully, you bring your entire self to each moment. Your focus sharpens, your creativity deepens, your resilience strengthens. This is where breakthroughs happen, not in half-hearted attempts, but in the depth of full commitment. Partial effort drains energy because it breeds inner conflict. Part of you wants the goal, part of you holds back. This split intention creates tension, not flow. You find yourself overthinking, second-guessing, procrastinating. The cure is not more motivation. The cure is a decision. A decision to go all in, to align every part of yourself with the vision you are pursuing. When you go all in, resistance fades. Not because challenges disappear, but because your internal alignment removes hesitation. You are no longer negotiating with yourself. You have decided. And that decision frees energy that was once trapped in inner conflict. You become more powerful, more focused, more resilient than you imagined possible. It is tempting to keep effort safe, to hold some energy in reserve, to protect your ego in case you fail. But this protection comes at a massive cost. It guarantees mediocrity. The greatest regret is not falling short after giving your all. It is never knowing what might have been had you truly committed. Do not choose that regret. Choose to leave everything on the table. Choose to give fully, to risk fully, to live fully. Mastery is reserved for those who embrace this level of commitment. It does not respond to the timid. It rewards the bold. When you pour all of yourself into a pursuit, something shifts. Your skills sharpen. Your awareness heightens. You begin to see possibilities that were invisible before. Partial effort blinds you to this level of performance. Full commitment unlocks it. You already know where you are holding back. You can feel it. The hesitation, the excuses, the areas where you give enough to appear engaged but not enough to transform. This is the moment to end that pattern. To declare that from this point forward, you will bring all of yourself to what matters most. Because nothing less will build the life you desire. Go all in, not someday, now. The door to your potential is waiting. Walk through it. Fully, completely, unapologetically. Your identity shapes your destiny. How you see yourself determines how you act, and how you act determines what you create. If you view yourself as someone who merely tries, who dabbles, who tests the waters, your results will mirror that hesitation. But when you build the identity of someone who is all in, everything shifts. You no longer negotiate with commitment. You no longer question whether you will do the work. You simply do it because it is who you are. Identity is the strongest force in human behavior. Once you believe you are a certain type of person, you will fight to remain consistent with that belief. This is why true change is built from the inside out. You cannot force consistent action while clinging to an old identity. The shift must happen first in how you see yourself. Only then will your actions align with the level of discipline and effort required to create greatness. You must choose to become someone who goes all in. Not occasionally, not when it feels good, every day. in every action that matters. This is a conscious decision. And like any decision, it is strengthened through repetition. The more you act in alignment with this identity, the more natural it becomes. Over time, it stops feeling like effort and starts feeling like expression. You are no longer pushing yourself to commit. You are simply being who you have chosen to become. Language is powerful. Pay attention to how you speak about your goals. Stop saying you'll try. Stop saying you hope. Declare what you will do. Declare who you are becoming. Every word you speak reinforces an identity. Speak the language of commitment. Speak the language of certainty. This is how you begin to rewire your mind for relentless follow-through. Your environment must also reflect this identity. Surround yourself with reminders of your commitment, with symbols that anchor you to the path, with people who reflect back the version of you that you are stepping into. Every piece of your world should echo this message. You are all in. You do the work. You honor your word. You pursue your vision with everything you have. This transformation will not be comfortable. It will demand that you let go of old patterns, old excuses, old versions of yourself. But that is the price of evolution. The only way to rise is to release. Cling to who you've been and you will remain stuck. Embrace who you are becoming and you will unlock a level of power you have yet to touch. Right now, in this moment, you are building your future identity. With every choice, you are casting a vote for the person you wish to become. Cast those votes with intention. Build the identity of someone who is all in, and your life will reflect that choice in ways that will astonish you. The path is clear, the decision is yours. Step fully into it, own it, live it, and never look back. Action is the builder of courage. So many wait, hoping to feel ready, hoping that confidence will arrive before they move. But this is not how it works. Courage is not a prerequisite for action. It is a byproduct of it. The more you act in the face of fear, the more you realize that fear is powerless against momentum. Each step forward, no matter how small, chips away at the illusion of limitation. And with each step, you grow stronger, more certain, more unstoppable. Waiting for courage is a trap. If you sit still, fear festers. It grows in the shadows of inaction. The only way to shrink it is to shine the light of action upon it. Move before you feel ready. Move while fear still whispers. Show yourself that you do not need the absence of fear to make progress. You need only the willingness to move through it. When you take disciplined action, you send a powerful message to your mind. I am capable. I am in control. I do not retreat in the face of challenge. This message begins to overwrite the old narratives of doubt and hesitation. With each repetition, the new story strengthens. You start to see yourself as someone who acts boldly, and that identity fuels even greater action. This is how momentum is built. Not through massive leaps, but through consistent, courageous steps. Action leads to results. Results lead to confidence. Confidence leads to even bolder action. The cycle feeds itself, creating a powerful upward spiral. But it starts with that first step, taken not in the absence of fear, but in spite of it. You must also understand this. Courage is a skill. Like any skill, it grows with practice. The more you choose courage, the more accessible it becomes. You train your nervous system to tolerate discomfort. You build emotional resilience. What once felt overwhelming begins to feel manageable, then ordinary, then empowering. This is the process of transformation, and it is available to you in every moment. Do not underestimate the compounding power of small acts of courage, saying no to an old habit, speaking truth when it is uncomfortable, showing up consistently when it would be easier to quit. Each of these acts matters. They build the internal architecture of a life defined by courage and commitment. Over time, this architecture becomes unshakable. Remember this. Action is the antidote to fear. It is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. The longer you wait, the wider the gap becomes. The sooner you act, the faster the bridge is built. And with each step across that bridge, you become someone who no longer waits to feel ready. You become someone who is ready because they choose to act. The choice is always yours. Act, and courage will follow. Move, and fear will fade. Step forward now. Build the life you deserve through disciplined, courageous action. You are more capable than you know. Prove it to yourself. One bold step at a time. Keep moving. Keep rising. Keep going all in. Momentum is fragile. The most dangerous moments are not when you face massive obstacles. Hope-free hint: the most dangerous moments are when you lose sight of why you started, when you begin to drift, when small compromises creep in unnoticed. Most people do not fail because of a single catastrophic event. They fail because they slowly let their standards slip. One missed day becomes two. One excuse becomes a pattern, one small retreat from discipline becomes a habit, and the tragic part is, they often do not notice until it is too late. Sustaining momentum demands vigilance. It demands that you continually reconnect to your purpose. Why are you doing this? Well, what is the vision that pulls you forward? When that vision fades, so does your drive. That is why you must remind yourself constantly. Anchor your mind to your purpose every single day. This is not a one-time decision, it is a daily discipline. Feed your vision, keep it alive. Because when your why is strong, your will to act is stronger. You must also guard your routines fiercely. Momentum is built through consistent action, not occasional bursts of inspiration, not sporadic effort, daily discipline, deliberate action. When you go all in, you establish routines that serve your mission. Protect them. Treat them as non-negotiable. The world will try to pull you away. The distractions will multiply. Life will throw curveballs. Expect this, prepare for it, and resolve that no matter what happens, your core routines will not break. Understand that discipline compounds. Each day you honor your commitment. You strengthen the identity of someone who follows through. Each day you show up, you make it easier to show up tomorrow. Momentum is a force that builds upon itself, but only if you feed it consistently. When you skip too many days, when you allow too many compromises, the momentum fades. The climb back up becomes steeper. Do not allow this. Stay vigilant. Another key is to anticipate and navigate the inevitable dips in motivation. They will come. You will have days when you feel flat, days when the work feels heavy. This is normal. The disciplined do not rely on feeling motivated. They rely on their commitment to action regardless of feeling. When motivation dips, lean harder on your habits. When energy is low, simplify your focus. Keep moving forward even if progress is small. What matters is that you do not stop. Finally, surround yourself with reminders of who you are becoming. Environment shapes behavior. Create a space that reflects your highest standards. Spend time with those who push you higher. Eliminate influences that erode your discipline. Momentum is not just built through action. It is sustained through alignment, aligning your environment, your routines, your relationships, and your mindset with your vision. Stay hungry. Stay humble. Protect your momentum like your life depends on it. Because in many ways it does. The life you want is on the other side of relentless consistency. Choose now to be the one who never drifts, the one who stays the course, the one who goes all in every single day. This is your path. Walk it with unwavering resolve. Obsession is often misunderstood. People fear it. They label it unhealthy or extreme. But when it comes to pursuing a vision that matters deeply, obsession is not the enemy. It is the fuel. It is the force that carries you through resistance, through fatigue, through doubt. Without it, discipline weakens. Without it, effort is inconsistent. But with it, you become unstoppable. You do not have to force yourself to take action. You are pulled to act because you are consumed by the mission. This is the state you must cultivate. The right kind of obsession is not reckless. It is focused. It is deliberate. It is the result of aligning your deepest values with your highest vision. When you do this, work no longer feels like a chore. It becomes an expression of who you are. You crave progress. You hunger for mastery. You find joy not just in the outcome, but in the process itself. This is the path to extraordinary achievement. Obsession brings clarity. When you are truly obsessed, distractions lose their power. You no longer feel the need to justify your priorities to others. You no longer waste energy wondering what you should do next. The path is clear because you are immersed in it. Every decision filters through the lens of your mission. If it serves the vision, it stays. If it doesn't, it goes. Life simplifies, focus deepens, power builds. To cultivate this state, you must first give yourself permission. Many hold back because they fear judgment. They worry about appearing too intense or too driven. But greatness is never achieved through moderation. It is achieved through the relentless pursuit of what matters. You must be willing to be different, willing to be misunderstood, willing to be all in. Only then will you unlock the level of focus required to turn vision into reality. Obsession also transforms resilience. When you are deeply connected to your mission, setbacks do not derail you. They fuel you. Every failure becomes a lesson. Every obstacle becomes a test of your resolve. You do not give up because giving up is not an option. The mission matters too much. This level of emotional connection is what separates those who persist from those who quit. It is not talent. It is not luck. It is obsession. Feed this state daily. Immerse yourself in your vision. Visualize the outcomes you are building. Reflect on why they matter. Surround yourself with reminders of your mission. Read, watch, and consume content that strengthens your obsession. Protect your mind from influences that dilute it. Build an environment that reinforces it. The more you feed it, the stronger it grows. This is not a temporary mindset. It is a way of life, a way of being. The most fulfilled individuals are not those who live balanced lives. They are those who live aligned lives, aligned with a purpose so powerful that it shapes every thought, every action, every moment. Choose this path. Embrace the gift of obsession. Let it drive you to heights you have not yet imagined. Go all in, relentlessly, unapologetically, completely. Your future demands it. There is a zone where your highest potential lives. It is called flow. In this state, time disappears, distractions fade. Every action feels effortless and fully aligned with your purpose. You move with clarity, precision, and power. Flow is not reserved for the lucky few. It is a state you can train yourself to enter. But it requires one thing above all: complete commitment. You cannot access flow while holding back. You cannot touch this level of performance with divided focus. You must go all in. Flow is the reward for those who choose deep work over shallow distractions. It is the experience of total immersion, where skill meets challenge in perfect balance. The mind locks in. The body responds. Creativity ignites. This is where breakthroughs happen. Not when you are half engaged, but when you surrender fully to the moment. This is why obsession matters. This is why discipline matters. Because they create the conditions where flow becomes possible. When you operate in flow, you achieve more in hours than most achieve in days. Your productivity multiplies, your satisfaction deepens. You leave each session not drained, but elevated. And the more you taste this state, the more you crave it. You begin to design your life around creating it. You eliminate distractions not because you have to, but because they rob you of the flow you now understand is possible. To access this level consistently, you must structure your work with intention. Set clear goals. Choose challenges that stretch you but do not overwhelm you. Create blocks of uninterrupted time where your focus can deepen. Protect these blocks like your life depends on it. Because in many ways it does. Your best work, your most fulfilling experiences, your greatest growth, they all live on the other side of deep focus. You must also respect the role of preparation. Flow is not a switch you flip, it is a state you cultivate. It requires readiness. Physical energy must be strong. Mental clarity must be sharp. Emotional state must be centered. This is why routines matter. This is why environment matters. Every element of your life either pulls you toward flow or away from it. Design wisely. When you embrace this way of living, discipline transforms. It is no longer about forcing yourself to work. It becomes about creating the space where flow can emerge. And when it does, the line between work and play dissolves. You are no longer grinding through tasks. You are moving through them with grace and intensity. This is the state where greatness is built. Understand this truth: flow is your natural state when you align fully with your purpose and immerse fully in your work. The barriers are distraction, hesitation, and divided effort. Remove them. Choose the path of full commitment. Chase the experience of deep, focused, powerful creation. And through this, watch as your potential unfolds. Flow is waiting. Step into it. Completely, courageously, all in. Distraction is the silent assassin of greatness. It creeps into your life disguised as harmless moments. A few minutes of scrolling. One more notification. A quick glance at your messages. But each time you give in, you fracture your focus. You weaken your ability to stay present. And over time, this erosion of attention costs you everything. The dreams you are chasing require your full mind, your full energy, your full presence. If you want to go all in, you must declare war on distraction. The modern world is engineered to steal your attention. Algorithms are designed to keep you hooked. Devices are designed to interrupt your flow. The battle is constant, but you have a choice. You can surrender to this environment, or you can shape one that serves your mission. It begins with awareness. Recognize that every distraction is not just a moment lost, it is momentum lost, and momentum is everything. You must become ruthless. Audit your environment. What pulls your attention away from what matters? Identify it. Remove it. Your phone should not own you. Your inbox should not control you. Your schedule should not be dictated by the demands of others. You're building something greater. That requires focus. That requires discipline. That requires the courage to say no to what is easy so you can say yes to what is essential. Understand that distraction is not always external. Often it comes from within. The mind resists deep work because it is hard. It craves novelty because novelty is effortless. But mastery lives on the other side of monotony. If you train yourself to lean into focus, to embrace the discomfort of staying with one task deeply, you will separate yourself from those who dabble. This is where true progress is made. Structure your day to protect your focus. Block time for your most important work. During this time, eliminate everything that fractures attention. No notifications, no interruptions, no multitasking. One task, one focus, one purpose, one purpose. Train this muscle daily. It will be weak at first, but with practice, your ability to concentrate will grow stronger than you imagined possible. Also, build rituals that signal to your mind that it is time to go deep. A consistent start to your work sessions, a specific environment, a deliberate transition from distraction to focus. These cues matter. They prime your brain for flow. They reduce the resistance to starting. Over time, this conditioning becomes automatic. Focus becomes your default state. Remember this always. Distraction steals your life in moments, but those moments add up. A distracted life is a scattered life. A scattered life cannot build greatness. Choose differently. Choose to be the one who protects your focus like it is sacred, because it is. Every goal you seek depends on it. Every vision you hold demands it. Go all in on focus. Create the space for depth. Defend it fiercely. Because when you do, you unlock a level of power most will never touch. And through that power, you will build a life that reflects your true potential. Stay sharp. Stay disciplined. Stay all in. Resilience is the invisible strength that keeps you standing when the world tries to knock you down. Going all in is not a smooth path. It is not supposed to be. It is filled with moments that test your resolve, moments that push you to your edge. Without resilience, you will break. You will retreat. But with it, you will rise every time you fall. You will transform setbacks into fuel. You will turn adversity into advantage. This is the mindset you must forge if you are to live fully committed. Pain is not the enemy. Discomfort is not to be avoided. They are teachers. They reveal what you are made of. Every obstacle you face is an opportunity to strengthen resilience. When you encounter failure, the question is not if you will feel disappointment. You will. The question is whether you will let that feeling define your future or whether you will use it to sharpen your determination. You must choose the latter every single time. Emotional resilience begins with awareness. Acknowledge your emotions without being ruled by them. You can feel fear without obeying it. You can feel doubt without letting it dictate your actions. Mastery of emotion is not about suppression. It is about response. When adversity strikes, pause, breathe, reconnect to your purpose. Ask yourself, who do I choose to be in this moment? The disciplined answer is always the same. You choose to move forward. Physical resilience also plays its part. Your body is your vessel for action. Treat it with the respect it deserves. Prioritize rest, nutrition, and movement. A fatigued body cannot sustain high-level focus. A neglected body cannot endure long-term effort. Build strength deliberately. Condition your body to match the resilience of your mind. They are partners on this journey. You must also cultivate mental toughness. Understand that setbacks are not signs of failure. They are part of the process. Expect them. Welcome them. The greatest among us do not avoid difficulty. They seek it, knowing that each challenge is a crucible in which their future self is forged. Develop the habit of reframing adversity. Instead of asking why this is happening to you, ask what this is building in you. That shift changes everything. Community plays a role as well. Surround yourself with those who embody resilience, those who rise, those who persist. Energy is contagious. The more you are around unwavering minds, the more your own resolve strengthens. And in turn, be that person for others. Your resilience can inspire those around you to elevate their own standards. In the end, resilience is the foundation upon which going all in is sustained. Without it, bold starts fade into regret. With it, you become unstoppable. Remember this. Every time you get back up, you are training your mind to never quit. Every act of persistence is a vote for the person you are becoming. So embrace the challenge. Build unbreakable resilience. And through it, walk your path with unwavering strength. Go all in, stay all in, no matter what. The people you surround yourself with will either elevate you or pull you down. If you want to go all in, you cannot afford to be around those who settle for less. You cannot stay in circles where excuses are accepted, where discipline is mocked, where average is celebrated. Energy is contagious. Mindsets spread. And if you are serious about building a life of purpose and power, you must choose your influences with ruthless intention. Look around you. Who challenges you to rise? Who mirrors back your highest standards? Who speaks life into your vision, not doubt? These are the people who belong in your inner circle. Every interaction you have either strengthens or weakens your commitment. There is no neutral. Stand it. If you tolerate voices that feed your fear, that encourage compromise, that validate hesitation, you will soon reflect those patterns. Protect your mind. Protect your environment, because your dreams depend on it. Social accountability is one of the most powerful forces in human behavior. When you publicly commit to a path, when you surround yourself with others who expect you to follow through, your likelihood of success skyrockets. You no longer operate in isolation. You now have eyes on you. This pressure is not a burden, it is a gift. It keeps you sharp, it keeps you moving. It reinforces your identity as someone who does what they say they will do. Seek out communities where going all in is the norm, where discipline is honored, where high standards are expected. Immerse yourself in these environments. The more time you spend with people who embody excellence, the more your own excellence will rise. You will adopt their language, their habits, their intensity. This is not about imitation. It is about elevation. Steel sharpens steel. Surround yourself with those who make you sharper. Conversely, distance yourself from those who drain your drive. This does not require judgment or resentment. It requires clarity. If someone consistently pulls you toward comfort, excuses, or negativity, they are not aligned with your mission. Release them with gratitude. Create space for those who align with the path you are walking. Your time and energy are too valuable to waste in environments that diminish your potential. You must also become the type of person others want to be accountable to. Embody the standards you expect, show up fully, commit openly, hold yourself to a level that inspires others to rise. When you lead with this energy, you attract others who match it. Together, you build a culture of accountability and excellence that propels everyone forward. Remember this always, no one achieves greatness alone. We rise together or we fall together. Choose your tribe wisely. Speak your commitments boldly. Surround yourself with those who demand your best, and be that force for others. In this way, going all in becomes not just a personal decision, but a shared movement, one that lifts you higher than you could ever rise alone. Protect this, build this, live this. All in, always. No exceptions, no excuses. Repetition is the foundation of mastery. The difference between those who reach extraordinary heights and those who remain average is not talent. It is their relationship with repetition. The undisciplined mind grows bored quickly. It chases novelty. It abandons practices that seem mundane. But the disciplined mind understands that greatness lives in the details, in the deliberate, repeated execution of fundamentals. When you go all in, you embrace repetition as your path to power. The world often glorifies quick wins. Instant gratification is sold as success, but reality tells a different story. Mastery is built brick by brick. Skill compounds through consistent effort over time. Every repetition ingrains deeper neural patterns. Every iteration sharpens precision. There are no shortcuts, there are no hacks. There is only the disciplined willingness to show up again and again, long after the initial motivation fades. Repetition is where resilience is tested. In the early stages, progress feels exciting. The mind is fueled by novelty, but as the process unfolds, the work becomes repetitive. The improvements become incremental. This is where most quit. They confuse monotony with failure, but the masters lean in. They understand that the breakthrough often comes after thousands of seemingly insignificant repetitions. They persist because they trust the process. To sustain this level of discipline, you must shift your perspective. See each repetition not as a task to complete, but as a vote for the person you are becoming. Every time you practice with intention, you reinforce your identity as someone who is all in. You teach your mind that you value mastery over mediocrity. This mental framing transforms discipline from a chore into a mission. Focus is critical. Repetition without presence is wasted effort. Mindless reps do not build mastery. They build complacency. Approach each session, each action with full attention. Aim to improve by 1%. Seek refinement. Notice the subtleties. The disciplined pursuit of progress within repetition is what elevates the extraordinary from the ordinary. Embrace the power of deliberate practice. Identify the core actions that move you forward. Commit to repeating them consistently with focus and intention. Track your progress. Celebrate small gains. Understand that true change is invisible at first but inevitable with sustained effort. This mindset keeps you moving when others fade. Guard against perfectionism. The goal is not flawless execution on day one. It is relentless improvement through repetition. Be patient. Be persistent. The disciplined mind knows that mastery is not achieved in moments of inspiration, but in the quiet, consistent grind when no one is watching. Show up fully even when it is hard, especially when it is hard. Through this process, you will build not just skill, but character. You will develop a resilience and a depth of focus that permeates every area of your life. This is the power of repetition. It is the proving ground of discipline, the forge of excellence, the path to true freedom. Embrace it. Live it. Go all in without compromise. Your future is being shaped with every rep. Make each one count. Going all in does not mean blind stubbornness. It means unwavering commitment to the vision, not rigid attachment to the method. The path to success is rarely a straight line. You will encounter obstacles, unforeseen changes, moments where the original plan no longer serves the mission. In these moments, flexibility becomes your greatest strength. The disciplined mind understands this. It knows when to pivot, when to adapt, when to refine the strategy, all while maintaining relentless commitment to the ultimate goal. If any confuse commitment with inflexibility, they believe going all in requires sticking to one approach no matter what. But true mastery demands the opposite. It requires the humility to acknowledge when something is not working, the courage to change direction, the wisdom to evolve. Clinging to a failing strategy out of ego or fear is not discipline. It is self-sabotage. The mission must matter more than the method. Pivoting is not quitting. Quitting is abandoning the goal. Pivoting is adjusting the path to reach it more effectively. The ability to discern this difference is a mark of true discipline. It requires emotional maturity. It demands a strong connection to your why, a deep understanding of what you are truly committed to achieving. When that connection is clear, changing tactics does not feel like failure. It feels like progress. To develop this skill, cultivate self-awareness. Regularly reflect on your actions and outcomes. Are they moving you closer to your vision? If not, why? What needs to change? View feedback as a gift, not a threat. The disciplined mind embraces data, embraces reality, and adapts without ego. This mindset keeps you agile, resilient, and aligned with your mission. Equally important is maintaining clarity through change. When you pivot, do so deliberately. Do not drift. Do not lose sight of the bigger picture. Communicate your new direction clearly to yourself and, if applicable, to your team. Re-anchor to your vision. Reaffirm your commitment. Then move forward with the same intensity as before. Flexibility in strategy, rigidity in purpose. This is the balance that sustains momentum. Remember that progress is rarely linear. Expect setbacks, expect recalibrations. Do not let them shake your resolve. View each pivot as an opportunity to sharpen your approach, to become more effective, more efficient, more aligned. The path will twist and turn, but your commitment to the destination must remain unshakable. This is the mindset of the disciplined creator, the relentless achiever, the one who refuses to settle, yet adapts with grace and intelligence. Going all in is not about forcing outcomes. It is about pursuing them with such clarity and intensity that you are willing to evolve endlessly to reach them. Embrace this truth. Be both fierce and flexible. Uncompromising in your vision, adaptable in your approach, this is how you move through any challenge. This is how you build unstoppable momentum. Stay locked in, stay aware, stay all in. The path is yours to shape. The future is yours to create. Walk it with wisdom. Walk it with power. Walk it without fear. Freedom is not found in avoiding commitment. Freedom is not found in doing what is easy. Freedom is earned. It is created through the disciplined choice to go all in on what matters most. When you live fully committed, you remove the noise. You eliminate the countless distractions that drain your energy and rob you of clarity. What remains is a life aligned with purpose. A life where your actions reflect your highest values. A life where you look in the mirror and know without question that you are giving everything you have to the vision you hold. The undisciplined life feels free on the surface. It promises endless options, the ability to drift from one thing to another. But beneath that illusion lies chaos. Scattered focus, shallow relationships, unfulfilled potential. Real freedom comes from depth, not breadth. It comes from the power of knowing what you were here to do and doing it with everything you have. It comes from the discipline to say no to what is irrelevant so you can say yes to what is essential. When you go all in, you free yourself from the tyranny of indecision. You no longer waste energy questioning your path. You no longer second guess whether to show up. You have already decided. That decision liberates your mind to focus on execution, on creation, on mastery. Every action builds upon the last, compounding into momentum that few will ever experience. This is the freedom discipline provides. You also free yourself from the weight of regret. The greatest burden is not failure. It is the knowledge that you never gave your full effort, that you played it safe, that you held back. When you go all in, you eliminate that burden. You can face any outcome with peace, knowing that you honored your potential, that you stood fully for what mattered, that you chose courage over comfort. There is also an emotional freedom that comes with full commitment. You stop chasing approval. You stop living by the expectations of others. You are guided by your own inner compass. This autonomy breeds confidence, clarity, and strength. You become resilient, unshaken by external noise. Your sense of worth is anchored in the integrity of your actions, not the opinions of the crowd. The path of all in living demands sacrifice. It demands discipline, but what it gives in return is priceless. A life of deep meaning, a life of true impact, a life where each day is lived with intention and fire. This is not reserved for the few. It is available to anyone willing to choose it, anyone willing to commit without excuse. You are capable of this choice. You are worthy of this life. Do not settle for a diluted existence. Do not trade depth for comfort. The freedom you seek is on the other side of full commitment. Step into it with your whole heart, with your full power, with unwavering discipline. Go all in, live free, stay true. The world is waiting for your highest expression. Give it to them without hesitation, without limits. Now, every day you are faced with a choice, to show up fully or to hide behind excuses, to move forward with conviction or to retreat into comfort, to live as the person you are capable of becoming or to settle for the version you have outgrown. This choice is not made once. It is made moment by moment, action by action. The life you will create depends on the pattern of these choices, and the pattern that leads to greatness is simple. All in or nothing. Living all in is not about perfection. It is about intention. It is about waking up each day with a clear decision to align your actions with your vision. It is about choosing presence over distraction, effort over passivity, courage over fear. When you live this way, you step into a current of momentum that builds with each aligned choice. The more you honor this commitment, the stronger your identity becomes. You no longer question whether you will take the next step. You simply do because it is who you are. But understand this, the world will constantly pull you toward half measures. It will tempt you to compromise, to settle, to rationalize mediocrity. You must be vigilant. You must remind yourself why you started, why this matters, why you refuse to be one of the many who abandon their potential. Anchor to this purpose daily. Let it burn brighter than the noise around you. Discipline is the bridge between desire and achievement. Wanting something is not enough. Wishing is not enough. Action, repeated with unwavering discipline, is what transforms vision into reality. This is why going all in matters, because without full commitment, discipline weakens, effort becomes inconsistent, results become diluted. But when you are all in, discipline becomes natural. It becomes an expression of your identity, not a battle against your impulses. There will be moments when the path feels steep, when progress feels slow, when the voice of doubt grows loud. This is where the depth of your commitment is revealed. Many can go all in when it is easy. Few can stay all in when it is hard. Be one of the few. Let adversity sharpen your resolve. Let resistance remind you that you are on the path worth walking. And remember this always: every action matters. There is no neutral choice. Each moment either moves you closer to your vision or further away. Live with this awareness. Act with this awareness. When you do, you build a life where every day holds purpose, where every step compounds into extraordinary outcomes. This is the invitation to stop living halfway, to stop drifting through life on autopilot, to wake up, to choose with intention, to act with discipline, to give your full self to the pursuit of what matters most. All in or nothing. There is no other path worth walking. Choose it now, commit fully, live boldly, and never look back. Your future is waiting. Go claim it. All in. Always. The decision to go all in begins within your mind, but it must be reinforced through your actions. Without aligned action, even the strongest intentions will wither. The gap between who you are and who you want to become is bridged by what you do every single day. Every small choice, every disciplined moment, every act of alignment strengthens the foundation of an all-in life. The process is simple, but it demands relentless consistency. And it begins now. First, you must choose clarity. Know exactly what you are committing to. Vague goals create vague actions. Define your mission with precision. Write it down. Speak it aloud. Make it real. When your vision is clear, decision-making becomes effortless. Every opportunity is filtered through one question: does this align with my mission? If yes, move forward with full force. If not, eliminate it without hesitation. This clarity frees your mind from distraction and channels your energy where it matters most. Next, commit to a process-driven mindset. Results are not built in a day. They are the byproduct of disciplined processes executed consistently over time. Focus on mastering the process. Build routines that support your goals. Design habits that reflect your identity as someone who is all in. Let your days be a reflection of your deepest commitment. Progress will follow. Embrace discomfort. Growth lies outside your comfort zone. The disciplined pursuit of your vision will demand sacrifice. It will require that you trade short-term pleasure for long-term fulfillment. Understand that discomfort is not a sign that something is wrong. It is a signal that you are growing. Lean into it. Welcome it. Use it as fuel to propel you forward. Guard your environment. Surround yourself with influences that elevate you. Curate your space to reflect your mission. Remove triggers of distraction. Protect your time with ruthless discipline. You cannot go all in while living in an environment that pulls you toward mediocrity. Your surroundings shape your behavior. Shape them with intention. Track your progress. What gets measured gets improved. Monitor your actions. Celebrate wins. Identify gaps. Course correct with precision. This creates a feedback loop that accelerates growth. It keeps you engaged. It transforms the abstract into the tangible. Progress is addictive when you can see it. Make it visible. Finally, embody resilience. There will be setbacks. There will be days when motivation fades. But discipline is not built on feeling. It is built on decision, on the unwavering choice to keep moving forward no matter what. Let each challenge refine you. Let each obstacle strengthen your resolve. The deeper your commitment, the more unstoppable you become. This is your call to action. Do not leave this moment unchanged. Decide now. Commit fully. Align your actions. Build your environment. Embrace the process. Live each day is proof that you are all in. The life you desire is waiting. But it will not wait forever. Move boldly, act relentlessly, and never forget all in or nothing. The choice is yours. Make it count.